Straight round towards here, please. Round down, Peter. Straight in the middle, last one, please. Straight in the middle, gents. Michael. Thank you very much. Thank you.
Can we handshake these guys, please?
Okay, good.
Guys up back, please. Guys up back.
Thanks, good afternoon. I'd like to hand over to Peter first for a few words, and then we'll just open up for questions. Thank you.
For the long haul, for several years.
Well, hopefully, listen, I've signed for 3 years, and I'll guarantee you I'll be here for 3 years unless I get emptied before that, as they say up here. But yeah, that will be the plan, and like I say, then we can look at it from there.
Obviously, there's always the focus in Celtic manager.
Well, I'm very privileged and honoured to be asked to come back. My whole plan was to have a year out and reset again. But once I spoke to the guys at the club and looked a little bit more deep into where the club was at, then it was then pretty straightforward. The club's in a fantastic place, and it made me really excited to come back. And also, it wasn't a nostalgic move, but I had an amazing time here when I was here. But I'm here to win going forward, and I really look forward to hopefully achieving that.
When you left?
Yeah, listen, I think first and foremost, your bread and butter is always Scotland. So you have to ensure that you have dominance whilst you're here. But what I would like to think that we can do something in Europe, and that means it's well documented over many years. When the club hasn't qualified or gone through a great record in terms of European football. So even though that is a challenge with the resources that other clubs will have in terms of European football, it's a great challenge for us. Get Champions League football this season and look to have European football after Christmas. And like I say, that is a great challenge for us all. And when I look at from within the club, whenever I'd spoken to Michael and when he came out to present the infrastructure at the club, there was a lot of things in place that we'd spoken about when I was here the first time. There's a brilliant recruitment team in place. I look at Mark and the work that he's done since he's been here and setting up, and it's set up perfectly for a club like Celtic to work in the markets that they need to be working in. And you can see with the players that's been brought in through his recruitment team, and that for me is very important. And I come to a club for one of the very few times in my career where it has an upward feel to it. A lot of the jobs that I've gone into, the clubs have maybe been suffering, or the teams have been suffering, and I've come in to pick it up. Here I come in with a great foundation on the back of the great work that Andrew's done here over the last couple of years, and look to continue with that.
Have you spoken?
No, I've exchanged messages with him. I've spoken in depth to John Kennedy, who's obviously been a pivotal person here at the club, and who'll be my assistant whilst I'm here. So I've spoken at length. I've obviously watched Celtic as well. The football philosophy is not too different in terms of how we would work, and how a Celtic manager is perceived to work with his team. It's an attacking club. We have to not just win, but you have to win stylistically in a certain way, and Andrew's obviously done that, and hopefully my period before we were able to do that. So it's a continuation of that, and looking to continue to build on that.
By and large,
listen, it was a sad time because of the relationships that I built up here with the players, with the supporters, with the board. So it wasn't an easy decision, of course, but to go away and then be able to come back again, I think despite probably what I've read at times and what I hear, life's about relationships, and I wouldn't be sat here today if I didn't have the relationship with the guys around the table and with the other members of the board. It just wouldn't happen. So I'm clearly ambitious, but I'm very ambitious for Celtic to be the best that we can be. I think as I come back to the landscape and understand it much better now, in terms of where we function, but my ambition is for Celtic to be the best. And when I left, no matter the criticism that I had, the club was always close to me, and like I said, it's a real privilege and honour to be invited back again.
To those who may have,
listen, hopefully in time I can give you the feeling that I gave you when I was here the first time, and I don't expect anything. If I get the support, which has been amazing for me, and the reaction since I came back, then that's great. For those who doubt, I've had it all my career, so I will continue to work hard and hopefully produce a team that plays and plays that hopefully they can enjoy, and it's just going to be something that will take time, I'm sure.
you mentioned you're taking over that.
Well, listen, we all know the challenges of the Champions League, and of course it's where you can get through. If you can get through into the knockout stages, then of course that's a big step for a Scottish team. But you arrive into Europe. There's competitions now where you can, with that little bit of luck and the quality that you can have, it can allow you to go a long way. So for us, I think it's getting through a qualification phase, which is really, really important. And like I said, you see where that can take you. But Europe is something that it's such a challenge. But for us, it's a great challenge, and that's something that we'll look to embrace. Well, I think in terms of how we play, my teams always play with an attacking philosophy. It's always aggressive, and it's always a team set out to win, but always with a tactical discipline. So that has never changed. When my teams are at their best, that's what they do. So for me, I'm a better manager than when I sat here 7 years ago when I first came, and certainly from when I left 4 years ago. The experiences, good and bad, always help you, and that was the beauty of coming back to here. It's an amazing club, and I can come back with my experience and hopefully help the club keep move forward.
Do you plan a lot of recruitment?
Yeah, battling with the media. That's always good fun. But no, listen, I have to say, Scotland brought me a lot of happiness on and off the pitch when I was here. Obviously, the joy of working here at Celtic was amazing, and how successful we were. And of course, off the pitch, I had a lot of respect for the city and for the country as a whole, and hence why, whenever we were coming back and thinking about coming back, it wasn't just the football side. The last moments when we were here was tough, and off the field, it still didn't change for us the good feeling that we had here when we were here at Celtic. So I'm delighted to be here from a professional perspective and taking on the other teams, and also from a family perspective, they'll find a great happiness here. Well, I think all you can do is, when you're a manager, is beat the opposition that's in front of you. I think when I arrived 7 years ago, Rangers were getting promoted. They'd just beaten Celtic, and there was a big feeling that they could go on and win the league. Now, obviously, over the next numbers of years, we were able to focus on ourselves and play the football that we wanted to play, and that allowed us to win trophies and have success. And it'll be exactly the same here. Michael is a coach that I knew from back in the Chelsea days, and then came to Liverpool when I was manager there. So I've known him over a period of time, and he's an excellent coach. But my focus will purely be on Celtic, improving us as a team, and that would be my thought process every minute of the day. Yeah, it was very important. I had spoken to Michael on that when we had met. I think that over my career, I've worked. I've always come into clubs. Some have come in on my own. Some have come in with staff. But I've always felt that coming back to here that it was really going to be really important for John to be here, because he knows how I work. He knows the rhythm of my days and how I can work. He's steeped in Celtic. He's an incredible worker. He's a great football man. He has the respect of the players. He has respect for all the staff. So for me to be able to have him here was important. So when I spoke to John and looked to convince him to stay, I was really pleased and happy that he wanted to. So now he's a great guy, great football man. We worked really well together last time we were here, and hope that it can be the same this time. No, listen, it's just a thank you for the support that I've had. This is a club that allows you to dream. It's an amazing football club with a history so rich, and I'm hoping that us together we can add to that. And it has to be unified. It has to be together, and like we were the first time, let's see if we can create those memories again, and they were special memories, and as I said, from this day forward, we stay together.
Thank you, gents.
Cheers, guys. Thank you.